Hey everybody, I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and this is my detailed review and install of the MBRP Black Series 4-inch single-side exit catback exhaust system, available for your 2015 and newer 3.5-liter EcoBoost powered F-150. In this video, I'm going to break down what kind of sound you can expect when using the 4-inch system from MBRP on your EcoBoost powered F-150, what you're going to be looking at as far as basic materials and construction, and then finally a quick little walkthrough of the install itself. And speaking of the install here, guys, depending on your cabin bed size, there will be a small amount of cutting needed, so just make sure you have the necessary tools on hand before getting started. We're gonna call it 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and I will have a little bit more detail coming up later on. The 4-inch Black Series catback from MBRP is a very unique system that should appeal to EcoBoost owners for a couple of different reasons. First and foremost, that larger diameter 4-inch system will be a great choice for turbo applications when maximizing your performance is a top priority. In addition to that, the second appeal with this system is pretty obvious at first glance, and that is the all-black powder coating from tip to tip, making for a unique look, but also increasing the durability in the process. Now, before I go any further into this actual exhaust here and talk about sound, materials, all that good stuff, I do just want to take this time and say how much I enjoy what MBRP does when it comes to the exhaust aftermarket. They have a ton of different options out there, including some of the most affordable exhausts in the category, all the way to some premium systems and everything in between. Now, rather than just offer 1 or 2 systems and hope people dig them, they offer a bunch of stuff and basically give owners the ability to customize their system through different materials and configurations. So with all that said, what is unique with the Black Series here? Well, the Black Series actually starts out life as MBRP's Installer Series, which is their entry-level 4-inch single-side exit catback, and then is basically powder coated from tip to tip in a heat-resistant black powder coating, and obviously that's how the system gets its name. And we're not just talking mufflers or piping either here, guys. Everything, and I mean everything, including the tip, the clamps, the bolts, everything gets that black powder coating, making for that very unique stealthy look that a lot of us are after, but also significantly upping the durability in the process. And I do want to stick with that durability topic here just for another quick second, guys, because again, underneath this black powder coat, you will find that aluminized steel for the material. Now, aluminized steel as a whole isn't a bad material. It's something you see a lot of times in the entry-level systems, and for the most part, it's going to perform as advertised, and it is a durable material for the most part. The one big problem with aluminized steel, though, however, is that it's not exactly as durable as some of those other materials out there, and therefore you might see a little bit of corrosion, surface rust, whatever on the system, especially if you live in a snowier climate and see a lot of road salt during the winter months. Now, that black powder coat is going to act as an additional barrier over that aluminized steel to help prevent any of the corrosion that you might otherwise see on the system if it wasn't powder coated at all. Now, obviously, all these extra benefits do come at a price, as we'll discuss a little bit more in a minute. All right, so we know we're getting that powder-coated aluminized steel construction, and we do know on the surface you're getting a 4-inch diameter system with a small step down here at the factory connection, but what else can you expect when checking out this system? Well, that 4-inch piping is all mandrel bent, which is nice because it will, of course, help your flow, along with the straight-through by design MRP bullet-style muffler that is included with this kit. Finally, guys, everything's going to exit out this rather large 5-inch tip embossed with the MBRP logo. I like to call it the grapefruit shooter. It is absolutely massive here in person. Now, guys, all of this stuff does exit out the factory location, which is right behind the passenger side rear tire, much like your factory exhaust would. But after all, guys, this is an exhaust, so let's break down some of the sound you can expect when checking out this system. And as you heard with your own 2 ears at the very top of this video, the 4-inch system from MBRP certainly delivers a nice increase in tone and volume overall over the factory system, but with a boatload of turbo noise, which I actually think is really cool. You can really hear those twin turbos spool up nicely with this system. Now, overall, with this big of a diameter and this straight through of a muffler, you'd expect something extremely loud, but that really wasn't the case here with the 4-inch system. In fact, I'm going strong 3 out of 5 on my 1 to 5 or 1 to wake the neighbor scale. As far as interior noise, well, when you're hammering on the truck, of course you're going to hear this thing from the inside of the cabin, but I'm also happy to report that in 6th gear while cruising on the highway, this thing was pretty quiet overall. On the topic of price, guys, you're going to find the MBRP Black 4-inch system here to be currently the most expensive 4-inch option on the site, even more so than the Pro Series also from MBRP, which by the way does give you that premium 304 grade stainless steel construction. So you can see that black powder coat really does tack onto the final price tag. Now to get more specific, you're going to be looking at right in the mid $700 price point for the Black Series 4-inch, which does pack a 1-year warranty on the finish itself and an additional 3 years for the actual system. So again, just for your consideration, that Pro Series 4-inch system, also from MBRP, does give you premium 304 grade stainless steel. It does give you also a lifetime warranty. It's actually going to cost you $50 less than the Black Series here. Granted, you're not getting that very cool black appearance. On the topic of installation here, guys, I think for the most part, aftermarket catbacks are pretty straightforward to get installed onto the newer F-150s, but keep in mind there is a small amount of cutting necessary here with the MBRP 4-inch system. Now with that said, I'm still sticking with a 1 out of 3 wrenches on my overall scale of difficulty because the cut is very simple and straightforward thanks to MBRP's very detailed instructions. But with that in mind, guys, just make sure you have your Sawzall on hand or your other favorite cutting tool. Fresh metal blade will definitely be your friend here, along with a basic socket set to basically help you get this thing in place. But overall, removing your factory system, getting the new MBRP system in place is something anybody should be able to tackle in the garage or driveway in about an hour or two from start to finish. As for my final thoughts on the MBRP Black Series here, 4-inch catback, it's a great system. It's a very cool system. It does deliver a good amount of noise, a lot of turbo noise, and a very unique stealthy appearance thanks to that black powder coat. Now the price might be a little high in the minds of a few out there, given the materials of course, but you have to keep in mind that black powder coat does offer some additional benefits that a lot of other systems on the market simply do not offer. So that's my review of the MBRP 4-inch Black Series catback, which you can find right here at AmericanMuscle.com.